Coming up next, I told the others. They didn't believe me. You're all doomed. You're all doomed. All Guts So Gory presents Friday the 13th, Part 2.
On a June night in 1980, Friday the 13th, 12 of her friends were murdered. Why should Friday the 13th, 1981 be any different? Friday the 13th, Part 2, rated R.
The mad and macabre.
Oh, what monster could have done this?
I'm just gonna bash your brains.
Live or die. Make your choice. Wake up, little girl.
Playtime's over.
You don't know what death is.
Sliced and diced.
Welcome to All Guts So Gory. Check your calendars, everybody. It's Friday the 13th coming up. Our conversation today is on Friday the 13th, Part 2. I'm Mike, joined as always by Justin and Charlie.
Sup?
Guys, first question for you. We had the privilege, the honor of having back-to-back Friday the 13th and back-to-back months, which means we got to watch the first Friday the 13th last month and Part 2 this month. Which one do you guys like better after watching them both within a 3 or 4 week span? Part 1 or Part 2? Who wants to go first?
So, well, I mean, we're going to get all the way into this later, but this is my least favorite Jason design of the whole series. So for that reason, I thought the novelty of the mother being the killer was a better payoff at the end of this movie. But this movie, Part 2, is a better made movie as far as directing and stuff like that. But
okay. I agree. And you can tell the budget was bigger because they have all those bar scenes, which
right. Another
I
set.
mean, I like it. I don't care that Jason is like somehow back to life, that his mother knew he was alive and felt that she had to go out and kill people in the first movie, so they never could resolve that issue.
Okay.
And then I feel like the movie starts to go off the rails after number 2. It goes from Friday the 13th to Jason movies.
Yes.
Once he gets the hockey mask and becomes obviously immortal, this one, the first movie, to answer the question, sorry. The first movie is the best movie. Second, the Part 2 is a good movie. They could have done better design. Yeah, the bag head thing really wasn't. Maybe I thought he was the fucking Elephant Man for a little while. All I needed was like that stupid beanie hat. And he just kept getting anyway, we'll get into that.
We'll get into it. I think I like Part 1 better than this one. I do have Part 2 very low on my rankings of the entire franchise, just because I feel like it's almost like they carbon copied Part 1, but you don't have some of the actors. We'll get into one of the things I want to talk about later is the rules for sequels, and Randy from Scream talks about rules, and in Part 2 of Scream 2 goes over the rules for sequels. And I don't think this one followed some of those rules that you have for horror sequels.
Well, there were more kills, bigger.
There was one more kill in this one than in Part 1. But yeah, we'll get into more.
To your point of it being a carbon copy of Part 1, the first 10 minutes of it is clips from Part 1.
Yes.
No, maybe the first 6 minutes.
This film opens with reminding you what happens at the end of Part 1, and then goes into 5 minutes of Alice, our final girl from Part 1, and what she's up to. And
not much.
Which is not much, except having nightmares. And then the opening credits is about 3 minutes long. When this movie starts, and we start to meet our new characters, there's only like 68 minutes left to go.
Tight 68.
It's a tight 68. I chose my number wisely there. To avoid the low-hanging fruit.
Well, I'm
Justin.
sure it's going to come. He's going to work it in somehow.
I don't get it. What are you saying? What could you have chosen?
You could have chosen anything.
Yeah.
So there were some people that didn't want this to be a sequel.
69 hat.
Jesus Christ. Sean S. Cunningham was one of them, the director of the first movie. Victor Miller, who wrote the first movie, did not want a sequel. Tom Savini was very against having a sequel to this. Betsy Palmer was against having a sequel to this, who played Pamela Voorhees in the original. Thought it was dumb that Jason would either A, still be at the bottom of the lake for 30 years, or B, be living in the woods, fending for himself, but not once going back to his mother. Totally valid points on all fronts. How do you think they could have made this more believable? Like, if you had to make a pitch to Sean S. Cunningham or Tom Savini and be like, look, we can do this and it's more believable. Like, what wrinkle would need to be in there, if any? Or are you just like, you know what? We're still doing like low budget horror stuff. Don't overthink it.
The only budget, I mean, you're going to hate this idea because it's in like the Jason Goes to Hell, where something, you know, kind of possesses the body of like a giant, you know, powerful guy or whatever. And, you know, then you've got this hulking menace walking around killing people but I'm with you. I don't like the idea that he's got this little shed with a little toilet and like a stinking corpse and like he's eating squirrels and shit. I don't know.
Yeah. Or even like the 25 years that he was missing, that he was drowned,
his mother
quote
never
unquote,
knew where he was.
and like he never came back and was like, hey guys, I'm actually not drowned. Like I've been in the woods this whole time. And where's my mom? Anybody know? Like,
that'd be good.
He just lives in the woods.
Yeah. I mean, wouldn't you think they
from age 8 through whatever, 20, whatever.
It's not that big of a lake, is it?
No.
Keep dredging that thing for baby Jason.
I think they did the only thing they could do, because they wanted to make a sequel to make money, obviously. Because nobody attached to the first movie, like you said, none of the big players were like, oh, yeah, this is right for a sequel. And that end scene that they put in the first one,
it's their fault.
I mean, that's their, they shouldn't have done that. But anyway, they did the only thing they could do.
We didn't find no boy.
Just make it up.
Or, yeah, like
you just leave that flaw there. You don't talk about it. You look the other way, and you just press on and make another 27 fucking sequels.
Yeah, and that was Steve Miner's idea, I guess, because he was the producer on the first one. He ends up producing and directing this one, and then part 3. So he was the one that wanted to do sequels and wanted to do more of these and keep telling the story.
At the end of the day, he was right from a money standpoint. Just keep
not
this
an
thing
artistic
going.
standpoint,
right?
Yeah. And Justin, you mentioned it in our open. Like, this is the origin of Jason. The original movie doesn't have Jason except for the little flashbacks where he's drowning, and then at the very end. But this is Jason as a grown up. He doesn't quite have his hockey mask yet. That comes next in the next movie. So he's wearing a sack mask with one eye cut out, and we don't even see that until much later into this film.
This Jason is like running scared through the woods and like nimbly jumping around and like sneaking up on people with garrote wire and stuff. I'm like, who is this Jason?
Yeah. So we still don't know. Like, he's not iconic Jason yet.
Yep.
He's not what everyone knows. He's not what you get at the
he's like a normal
at
size
Halloween
guy.
store. Yeah.
Yeah, like
He can beat up the average guy like
maybe
Paul
small.
twice.
Yeah.
So, based on the success of the original, which was $59 million revenue on a $500,000 budget, they weren't going to not make a sequel to this, right?
They had to.
So this came out in 1981. This actually came out only 10 months after the first one. So
you can tell.
So they wasted no fucking time getting this sequel out, which boggles my mind that they felt like they had to put the last 7 minutes of Friday the 13th, the original, in the beginning of this one, because it's like, dude, everybody just saw this. Like, everybody remembers.
They probably didn't have enough script.
That's what. Yeah, I was gonna say. It's like when you were a kid.
This may be an 80-minute movie.
When you're a kid and you wrote, instead of "I went to the store," it was like you wrote, like a whole paragraph to describe you going to the store.
Yeah.
Kind of
no apostrophes,
right? No contractions. Every word is
anything significant about this one to you guys? Charlie, I know on the first podcast for the original, I asked you about like buzz coming out. Do you remember in this time period, like, was there more buzz for this one? Was there like
person?
I don't remember.
No, okay.
Probably because it came out so quickly.
Yeah. The tagline for this one is "The body count continues."
Yeah.
Okay. Sure. So Steve Miner produced the original, and he was the only one excited about making the sequel. He directed parts 2 and 3. Steve Miner also directed Halloween H2O, which means he directed both Jason and Michael Myers.
Is he the only one to do that? Is he
He's the only one.
crossover?
I think he's the only crossover director between the major franchises, like the Halloween, Freddy, Jason, Leatherface. I consider those the 4 major franchises. There's others, obviously, but
by order of when they came out, you could imagine Miner bringing some Jason elements into Michael Myers then, right? You would think? Do you think so? I can't remember H2O enough to know if he put any extra Voorhees on there or anything.
I don't know that he did. I mean, I think it was more of a Michael Myers performance than a Jason performance in that one. Just comparing it to other Halloween movies where he's stalking, he's not superimposing, he's not squashing people's heads with his bare hands and stuff like that.
He's not running around all wimbly nimbly like a cat like this Jason is in this episode.
Right.
What the
Now that
hell,
I think
man?
about it, it seems like Jason that we all know, like starting in 3, is kind of modeled after Michael Myers.
Yes.
I could see that.
Because he's
They definitely
slow, he's big,
Calm, deliberate.
deliberate,
Yep.
way overpowering.
Yeah. They even Sean S. Cunningham admits on the original Friday the 13th, they ripped off Halloween straight away, but wanted to up the violence that Halloween 1978 didn't have.
But then later Halloweens started incorporating it too. You know?
Yeah.
I think it comes be like a free for all as far as let's show our work. Let's get these people bloody and terrified.
Yeah, they had to. They're not going to sell these movies on.
Yeah, you don't want to be the
dialogue and
the lame series.
character development.
Yeah. So let's talk about the cast here before, we'll get into the film. Adrianne King,
Kirsten Baker.
Yeah, I'll get there.
I'd say we start there.
We'll get there.
We'll get there. She's third on my list.
Number 1 with the bullet, right?
Hear me out.
She's
I
doing the
don't
Lord's work.
have to hear you out. I know where your mind's at. We're all on the same page. But Adrianne King is Alice from part 1. She reprised her role, but with no script. And you can tell once you read that she had a stalker and did not want to do, basically got out of Hollywood.
Yeah.
She had a very violent encounter with a stalker after part 1, but she came back and I think she was going to do more, thought she was going to do more in the sequel, but she never received a script. And then finally, when they picked her up to bring her to the set, they were packing up shit because they basically finished the movie. And they're like, we just need this 5-minute scene. We want you to improvise. And so she's improvising, having nightmares. She's improvising, talking on the phone to her mom about how she's doing, what's going on over the weekend or whatever. She just basically improvised everything. And then she hears something on the door. She's still kind of having the PTSD from what happened before at Crystal Lake. And it's just her cat. But then a man comes up behind her with an ice pick to the temple.
Well, while she's opening the fridge and sees a head in the fridge.
Oh, yes. She opens the door, sees a head in the fridge.
I know that head.
And then the ice pick through the temple. It's
Ice
the
pick
head
through
of
the temple.
Mrs. Voorhees.
Can I go ahead and say they did her dirty, man?
They definitely did her
fought
dirty.
through the entire she made it. She did a slow-mo
Right.
chop off
It
of a
shouldn't have been in
head.
the script.
Yeah, just
It was unnecessary. Completely unnecessary.
It's not our business what she's up to nowadays.
Yeah.
Because one, it implies, I think I touched on this at another time, it implies that Jason knows how to read a phone book, get in a taxi or something with the head,
Yeah.
or he's walking. I don't know, but
Hits him, steals a car.
something.
Guy who's never driven.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He got
Well,
some
that's what
boots
Michael
with it.
Myers does in Halloween. He drives back from what's the name? Something Grove, the mental hospital that he's in until he's
that
an
he's
adult.
been in since he was a child.
He just gets in a car and drives back to Haddonfield.
I guess Jason could have figured out how to drive a broke down pickup truck with with his his mom's head in the passenger seat with him. But I think that's a little bit much to assume.
They did Alice dirty.
They did.
They could have just kept him at Crystal Lake, and these people would have come here whether Alice gets killed or not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Betsy Palmer, she did about 5 minutes of work to reprise her role, dressed in black, a blacked out stage where she's speaking to Jason for a few lines. Apparently she doesn't even remember doing it, but
So high.
it was like a 5 minute, she
cocaine.
literally did 5 minutes of work on this, but she's in this one. Amy Steele, she plays Ginny, who is I know Charlie hates this, but our final girl. But
Our hero,
our
if you will.
hero,
Aaron.
our protagonist
I like
for this
Ginny.
one. She had some bit parts on TV for a while. Amy Steele did. She was also in April Fool's Day, which came out in '86.
Yep.
That's a solid slasher movie. Also stars Thomas F. Wilson, who's Biff Tannen.
Yep.
In that
Biff.
one.
Yep.
It's a solid slasher. It's underrated in my opinion. Was going to be back for part 3, but her agent told her that bigger and better roles were coming, so she passed. Those roles did not come, and in hindsight, she wished she hadn't passed, according to some interviews that I read. Charlie, Kirsten Baker. This is
Kirsten
Terry, one of our
Baker.
counselors. Go
Nice.
ahead with what you got.
The counselor. I'm just saying. There's highlights in every movie.
There'd be a
no
wait,
matter
there'd
how
be a
bad
wait
the
list to
movie
get into
is.
this camp if she was the
And-
lead counselor.
Yeah.
Right. I can't believe that the guy shot her in the butt with a slingshot or whatever.
Yeah.
That's the part you're talking about. You're not talking about any
No.
other parts, right?
No, that's it.
Okay, yeah.
That's it. When she runs back and she's looking for
Those little
something to cut
shorts.
that one guy
those little
down.
shorts she had.
I mean, the acting was brilliant throughout.
Hey, did you go through her filmography?
I did.
There's
I did
some.
not.
There's some.
What you got?
No, let Mike do it.
I got only one thing that stood out on her filmography.
Is it the Gas Pump Girls?
Okay, 2 things stood out.
Gas Pump Girls. I gotta see that.
And exploitation.
I know.
If I've ever heard one. Also showed up as number 7 on Mr. Skin's best horror nude scenes list, which came out in 2016.
Too low.
Wow.
So there's that.
All right.
Lauren Marie Taylor plays Vicky.
Was that scene like an hour long for everybody else, or was that just me?
No, just you.
Oh, okay.
You had it on repeat.
Right, exactly. Like looping it TikTok
Frame
style.
by frame.
Yeah. The tracking was all messed up on your VHS tape at that part.
Why is it all Why is it all staticky in this one part of the movie?
Yeah, Lauren Marie Taylor, she plays Vicky. She is most known for doing 506 episodes on the soap opera called Loving, which ran through the mid 80s to the early 90s. That's a lot, I think, is that a lot for a soap opera? Or is that only like a year and a half?
It's like 1 year. Yeah.
It is.
It's on every day.
It's on every weekday. So
Yeah.
200.
They never rerun or anything.
220.
I feel like they don't have to. They might not appear on every episode because there's all these arcs and stuff, right?
I feel like 506 episodes is a lot.
Now Vicky is the one that's hanging out with the
With Mark in
okay, the guy in the wheelchair
Yep.
in training, right? Okay.
Yep. She returned to acting in 2020 in an indie horror and some fan fiction for Friday the 13th. Most notably played the woman in the movie In a Violent Nature. She's the one driving the Jeep at the end that picks up Chris in the final scene, has a monologue after she picks up Chris, and there's a lot of tension in the air because, some shit might go down because it's near the end and just waiting for something to happen. But
Looking back, like I watched this with you, Mike, and we watched this together, and they were focusing on her in a way that she was more important than it seemed at the movie. And at the time, I didn't make the connection. So I was like, who's this lady? And like, is it like this guy's mom or something, the villain's mom? So there was something creepy about her. And I think it's because they're recognizing her cameo and her roles and other stuff, right?
Yeah. Walt Gormy, he plays Crazy Ralph. Crazy Ralph.
R.I.P. Crazy Ralph.
Yeah,
Ralph got.
It was falsely reported in 1989 that he passed away. So when he actually passed away 15 years later in 2004, it was a shock to all the Friday the 13th fans.
Everybody's like, what?
I don't know how that happens,
Did
but
he come back and kill people?
but Walt Gormy, Adrianne King, Betsy Palmer, Corey Feldman, and Kane Hodder are the only 5 actors to be in more than one Friday the 13th film.
Okay, good trivia.
Good trivia to know. This film also had 2 men playing Jason. Warrington Gillette, he had auditioned for the role of Paul, the lead counselor here, did not get the role, but Steve Miner offered him Jason. He played the Jason that jumps through the window, the unmasked Jason. The baghead Jason in this one is played by stuntman Steve Dash. He's got a longer last name, but everyone just calls him Steve Dash.
They call him Stuntman Mike.
Stuntman Steve Dash. They upped the budget for this one, $1.25 million budget. So double the budget and then some. This movie only grossed $21.7 million, so still made money, but when the original made nearly $60 million and you come in third of that, That's not what you're looking for a sequel. Talked about this came out May 1st, 1981, only 10 months after the original one did. Metacritic score of only 26. I kind of agree. One of the better reviews said that there were some good thrills along the way. Roger Ebert gave this a half star, said that 20 of these films are made a year, and they're all equally bad. I think he just doesn't give slashers a chance.
Right.
Like, I mean, it's bad. It's not a 0. Come on.
Well, what he's looking at, he's objectively looking at, he's objectively comparing
Lawrence of Arabia.
this movie to the Oscar winner that year, Tootsie, I think, won in 81. With
Right.
Dustin Hoffman, playing a woman. Yeah, I mean, this is a half-star movie compared to, but how many times have I seen this movie compared to how many times have I seen Tootsie? 1 versus 20 over the 35, 40 years.
I would say minus the Kevin Bacon kill in the first one, I think the kills were better in this one, probably.
Agreed.
Maybe.
Overall, maybe, but nothing in this one tops the Kevin Bacon.
Right.
The arrow through the neck.
But I do like
The spear's
couple
good.
getting speared together.
Yeah, but they had to
did
cut
that in,
so much out.
My Bloody Valentine, I think.
Yes,
A couple were going at it and they got like drilled
No pun
together.
intended.
Something like that. Some sharp object was plunged through both of them.
Yeah. Rotten Tomatoes, a 35% here, and the popcorn meter, the fan meter, 49%.
Yes.
Fans like this one a lot more than the critics do. Let's jump into the scenes here. Some of the kills we talked about already. What happened to Alice? Finds the severed head in the fridge. The severed head of Pamela Voorhees, and then she gets stabbed in the temple with the ice pick. Goodbye, Alice. They killed off the protagonist from the first film here.
Jerks.
Within the first 5 minutes.
Dicks.
Talk about the opening credits, and let's meet our new counselors for Friday the 13th, part 2. Jeff and Sandra ride into town. They're met by Crazy
truck.
Ralph right away. Oh, sweet truck. Yeah. They're met by Crazy Ralph right away. They park and then run like 50 more yards to a payphone instead of just parking next to the payphone.
Made no sense. I think that was just they
When
wanted
they're on the wrong side of the road, I think.
They wanted the jiggle effect.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh.
And then their truck gets towed. While they're on the payphone, the truck gets towed and they're chasing after it. But the prankster character, the prankster counselor Ted, he's the one that had their truck towed just around the corner.
Right. This is very
funny.
A la the Kevin Bacon character and the girl he rode in with.
Yeah.
And the funny one, Ned, in the first one. So they're trying to establish that tight,
And I've seen that actor in other stuff from that time frame, like TV and maybe a movie or two.
The prankster guy?
The prankster guy.
He was
that was
cut,
kind of his
like,
thing.
for the nerdy guy.
And I think he was known for that. And they put him, they had a bigger budget. They're wanting to establish a franchise. So they're pulling in, and I wouldn't say big names, but bigger. Because Kevin Bacon was a nobody.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
This guy had been in stuff.
Right.
A lot of these people had already been in stuff.
Yeah. So they eventually get to Camp Packanack. We're not at Camp Crystal Lake anymore.
Nope.
We're at Camp Packanack.
Not a Camp Blood.
Not at Camp Blood. Is it Packanack or they don't say the name? I just saw it on the sign.
Packanack.
Is it Packanaw or Packanack? If you pronounce it's Packanack, but like
it's unknowable.
There's towns in Michigan that end in like
Mackinac.
ACK, but
Mackinac,
it's Mackinac. It's really Mackinac. I don't know. Anyway,
yeah,
Camp Packanack.
I think it's pronounced Sade.
No, Shode.
I'm gonna call her Sadie. I'm gonna call her Sadie.
So they do stumble across the old sign for Camp Crystal Lake.
Yep, they find it buried.
Oh,
in some
that's Camp
leaves.
Blood. Let's keep going.
Yep.
Well, just throw it down. Don't keep
Just
it.
throw it down. We're nowhere near
souvenirs.
Yeah, we're nowhere near that. So Paul, he is our head counselor who's doing the orientation on the first day for all the new counselors to show up. Terry is one of our first ones to show up. She's got the ass close up, for lack of better terms. And then Vicky is her friend in red sitting next to her. Scott, he's the one wearing black that shoots Terry in the ass with a rock from a slingshot. I guess that's how you flirt with
That's his
girls.
way of
Very
flirting.
pretty man.
I guess that's
He's
how
a
you flirt
handsome
with
guy.
girls in the 80s.
He
know.
wasn't handsome. He was pretty.
Yeah, he was being pretty.
Put some lipstick, put him in a dress.
Yeah. His
He doesn't want to be in a foxhole with you, man, I guess.
yeah, he had no flaws on his face at all. No scars, no
way
acne,
too pretty
no
for
pimples.
this movie.
Nothing. Like Chalamet Way too pretty.
Sadie?
So Mark,
Thurston.
he's our counselor in the wheelchair. Ginny, she shows up
You
late
know that
to
shit's
the
not
orientation.
accessible for him.
I was
No.
just
No,
thinking,
that
oh,
shit's not
1981.
accessible for him.
How the fuck is he getting around? They never show where they have to lift
Lift him upstairs.
him up the
I know.
steps to get onto the porch.
I know. There's no ADA accessibility there.
Does it
at
say
all.
what he's training for? He keeps mentioning training. Paralympics maybe or something?
Yeah, well, that wasn't a thing back
I don't know if
then.
they mentioned it. They say I guess he played football, but doesn't think he'll be in that chair forever. Like he's working to get unparalyzed, to get out of the chair.
Oh my god.
It doesn't work that way, I don't think.
I don't
I
think
mean,
it
you
does.
can. There's some people I think that lose that ability, but then can get up to
Some stem cell treatments. Or
I don't know.
Oh,
I'm not educated.
If Superman couldn't do it, then he can't.
All
Okay?
right.
word.
Sorry, too soon.
So Ginny, she's late. Paul just like stops the meeting to go have a chat with Ginny, and they have a pass because they kiss a little bit in the cabin, and then they come back out, continue the meeting. We meet Ted. He's our prankster, the goofball. He's in the yellow shirt. And then there's like 8 other counselors there, and and Paul's like, "I'll get to know the rest of you in a little bit," and then we never do.
Where they go?
We never do.
They just go.
He calls
They
out
just disappear.
those counselors by name, and the other 8, he's like, "We'll get to the rest of you later," and they never do in this movie. Get to the rest of them later.
They don't even get killed.
No.
No, they go to
Thankfully.
a bar and we never see him again.
Well, the lucky ones, right?
Yeah.
Am I right? He doesn't just go to a bar and have a good time.
Could you imagine if you were those guys?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
If this wasn't we need to release this like now, like 10 months after the first, maybe they expand into a couple more counselors and make it a 90-minute movie instead of a 68-minute movie. But
Right.
I guess not. So Paul in his meeting, I like that he tells everyone to look out for bears, so no food fights. Tells the girls no perfume and keep clean during your menstrual cycle.
Keep your menstrual. That was like Anchorman to a T. I hear that bears are attracted to men.
Guess that's true.
Keep it clean, guys. I'll be checking.
Just another way to keep women down.
They didn't mention that in Jaws, like any of those people going
No,
to the beach.
a great
like,
white shark and small drop of blood. From
I know,
like
from 3 miles away.
6 million miles away.
Yeah.
So keep it clean.
Keep it clean.
Keep your business clean.
So we get our campfire scene, and Paul,
Exposition done.
Paul is going to give it to you straight about Jason. Right?
Yeah.
This is a total exposition dump. His body was never recovered from the lake. Old timers say he's living in the woods as some demented creature. Or as I said on the first podcast, no, wait, I'm not going to say that word again.
Starts with an M.
Is it N-word?
No,
Starts with an M.
not that word.
Ends with the oloid.
I don't say that word. Legend is Jason saw his mother beheaded and he's out for revenge. 5 years later, apparently, not right away.
No.
Right.
After she died, not like 25 years after he died.
But
Right.
he scooped up the head day of, though, apparently.
and they keep
apparently.
saying several times, which I never caught before. It was kind of weird hearing it. So he's grown up now.
He must be. Yeah, that's what
They don't put
did.
an
So
age on him. They
Yeah.
just say he's grown
he
up.
must have been grown up by now.
Right.
Yeah, this is the first group to return. It's been 5 years after the events of the first camp, at Camp
Massacre,
Blood.
yeah.
Jason is watching. He's always on the prowl. Ted jumps out of the bushes and scares everybody
With the crazy mask
with
on,
a crazy like
a
wolf mask and
spear.
a spear. Yeah. And then, everybody gets scared. Paul's like, all right, Jason's ancient history. He drowned. Mrs. Voorhees is killed. Camp Crystal Lake is off limits. And then that's it.
That's it.
We're just supposed to be like, that was a scary story. It's nothing to see here. Don't go to Camp Crystal Lake.
Then it could have been a fun sexploitation movie for the rest of the film.
Could have been.
Could have
You
been a
mean should
Porky's
have been.
type. Should have been.
So we get a little bit of like counselors are just funning around. I think our first kill after Alice is Crazy Ralph. He's sneaking up on Paul and Ginny. He's hiding out behind a tree, looking in their cabin.
He's pervy, is what you're saying?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
well, you think it's Jason, but then it's really Crazy Ralph. But then it's Crazy Ralph gets choked out by somebody.
This is with the garrote wire, right?
with barbed wire. Yeah. So yeah, that's gotta suck. It sucks to be choked out, but also barbed wire. Eesh,
Yeah.
that hurts double. So sorry, R.I.P. Crazy Ralph. The next day, again, counselors they're running around, they're grilling some food. Terry can't find her dog Muffin. We'll find Muffin later, we think.
He looks just like Muffin.
Some of them are going swimming. Jeff and Sandra, they're like, we want to go to Camp Blood. And they go off on a hike and they find Camp Blood, which is adjacent to Camp Packanack.
It wasn't that far. Yeah.
It was not far.
Didn't they say it was like a few miles away or something? But
They are
like,
just walking on a trail, and then there's a no trespassing sign, and now they're in Camp Blood,
and the cop
which is the
comes out of
same.
nowhere.
Which is the same lake. It's still Camp Crystal Lake.
Right.
It's the same lake.
It's the same lake.
Like they closed Camp Blood and opened Camp Packanack next to it, and was like, no, this is definitely better. Like, we're fine. The woods are adjacent. Oh, don't get me started.
Too late.
Sounds like you started.
The woods are adjacent. Like, you're not.
Or are they adjacent?
Oh, yeah. Good one.
Was it?
And so that's where we find Jeff and Sandra come across Muffin, we think.
A mutilated
a
Shih
mutilated,
Tzu.
dismembered Shih Tzu. Yeah, I don't like when they kill dogs in the movies, but I don't like.
Well,
Shih
because
Tzus either.
earlier we saw Muffin go off and smelling Jason's shoes earlier,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. So it's like Jason's watching them do their run training through the forest or whatever. I would have been watching it too, but
Yeah. So the police,
Wouldn't kill nobody.
the police, this cop catches Jeff and Sandra trespassing, brings them back, and the cop wants to punish Paul for not keeping his staff under control. The cop's like, it's been quiet around here for 5 years. Let's keep it that way. Paul is in no way like wanting to punish his
Right.
counselors.
he thinks the cops
What are they
going
going to do?
He's like, okay, whatever you say, sir. Like, move it along.
He's like, no extra dessert for them tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he
No
made
second desserts tonight.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
it's something sarcastic.
That's
yeah.
a good punishment, though.
Suck it, pig.
And then, yeah.
You got smoking the reefer? No, at least we didn't have that guy. Dorf or whatever his name was.
Just get off a spaceship,
The
boy.
bike cop who
Yeah.
goes through the countryside and dirt roads.
Does like a donut.
So as this cop drives off, he spots somebody in the woods, just slams on the brakes,
We like
goes
runs
off
across-
on foot.
He sees him
Across the
scurrying.
road.
Yeah. Not
Yeah.
very discreet there, Jason.
Nope. He goes off on foot and he finds this abandoned cabin, and he's like, it looks like it's been built with trash or just scrap or
Scrap
like
metal from the
pieces
side of the
pieces
road.
Yeah.
of like pool floats.
Yeah,
that are
it's-
like and boards and I don't know what.
Pretty
but
good, though.
It looks like something the Little Rascals would have
Perfectly
built.
good camp down the road, buddy.
Yeah, nobody's in there.
Abandoned.
And so this cop's like, I'm going to go in there.
That was another scene which
Search
is
this
like
thing.
that should have been like a 2-minute scene of them chasing through the woods, but it was like
Oh, it
6.
was like, yeah.
So it's like
that
I'm like,
guy's
you
running.
gotta-
I'm like, dude, you got a breath
stretching.
yet?
Like there's no way that guy is running that long. How many days did it take to shoot that sequence?
Well, the implication is that like it's far deep in the
Right,
woods,
right.
right? But then
But,
like Adrianne King's character just stumbles upon it later, pretty easy without running that far, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway,
So he opens his door to this room in this abandoned, weird looking, scary ass cabin, and he goes, "My God!" And as soon as he says that, someone hits him in the back of the head with a claw hammer, the claw end of a claw hammer.
Yeah.
Good kill.
That's pretty cool.
Pretty
he's
cool
sneaky,
stuff.
and he's shorter than the cop too, because like it's a
It's the smallest Jason. Except
It's
for
as
the
little
kid
as
that comes out of the
Jason.
water at the end of the first movie.
that's true.
So he's not all grown up. Turns out.
Turns out it
gets
takes
bigger.
longer than 30 years to be a grown up.
Yeah.
full-grown
So this
Jason.
is supposed to be, I guess, the last night before campers show up, and Paul offers the counselors to go out for a night on the town, and Jenny and Ted and the 8 other counselors that we don't
Unnamed.
even get to know are the
Unnamed,
only ones that take
uncredited.
him up on this offer. Everyone else decides to hang out at camp for the night.
Let's see
And
what IMDb calls
they go.
them.
They go to a bar.
I wonder if there's like movie potential with what happens to the other 8. Like maybe the town is evil too, kind of thing.
Friday the 13th, part 13. The 8 counselors from
Or
part 2.
it would be called
about.
2B.
Oh my God, they're called extra counselor. David Brand, extra counselor. China Chen. That seems racist.
Where's she from?
That's her name.
She's probably redhead. Carolyn Loudon, Jamie Perry, Tom Shea, and Jill Voight
Extra counselors.
are the extra counselors.
like John Voight's daughter?
6 of them. I don't
That'd
know.
be cool.
That'd be cool.
Or she just pulled it in the name just to get that pseudo clout.
Right.
Yeah, 6 extra counselors, just called extra counselors. Survivors is what I call them.
Yeah, survivors. That definitely.
They
They
flip-
go out for a beer and it's a smartest beer they ever went out
To have
for.
a great night while everyone else is getting killed.
Yep. Let's see. So everyone else stays back at camp. This is Jeff and Sandra and Vicky and Mark. They're hanging out, arm wrestling, as people
Well, they
do.
couldn't leg wrestle. Sorry.
It's not even a thing, but still.
Too soon.
There is a thing. Or you remember you like loop legs from underneath and
No.
you leg wrestle?
Hey, Crips are people too, man. I'm talking about the gang members.
Okay, gotcha.
People, Americans with handicaps are people too.
Okay.
Or disabilities.
I don't think Mark is handicapped in real life, so that's why it's
We'll
funny.
just cut this part out. My wife listens to this.
Mark is just playing handicap, so he's
Oh, yeah.
he's not.
Because that's what girls are into.
No, the actor.
Holy shit. We need to cut all this out. We're going to get canceled before we even make it.
So Jeff and Sandra, they go upstairs to do what couples do.
What's that?
Vicky says to Mark, I only want your fingers.
Oh,
And then gives him a handheld video game.
yeah.
A little entendre there. Says, what do you want to play for? She says, position. Oh, man. Even Mark's going to get a little something.
Once
something
again,
here.
they're limited for that too. I
Yeah.
think.
Well, no. She even asks. She's like, does everything not work? And he's like, I can manage. You know.
Goodbye.
Yeah. So Scott, he's out there teasing Terry. Terry goes for a little skinny dip. Scott goes and takes her clothes and runs off. Is like, ha ha ha. And then Scott gets himself hung upside down from a tree.
What the fuck? Just
Oh,
There's just a random
snare,
and he steps in it, and he gets yoinked up by the feet.
what the fuck movie is this? Predator? Or what are we watching?
and the
here?
survivalist bullshit. What did he say? Something crazy.
Yeah. So
Who's hanging
Terry's, full frontal in this, and then has to go
Was
chase
she?
down her clothes.
I don't
Oh,
remember.
Yeah,
I don't remember any of that.
Uh-huh. Scott gets his throat slit with a machete. And this was one of the scenes they had to cut out a lot of stuff. The bleeding out lasted for about 10 seconds in the director's cut or the additional cut where they had to, cut it back to like about 2 seconds to get an R rating.
Eh. Nowadays, they wouldn't have to cut that out.
Hell no.
Yeah.
They'd have two of those.
Yeah.
And
Make it
then,
30 seconds.
So, Terry Terry finds Scott, turns around, she sees somebody. Her kill is off screen, but she definitely gets killed.
Well,
That's
maybe.
the last we see of Terry. No, she gets killed.
That's unnecessary. I don't know why. they
Maybe
did
she
it
ran.
off
Maybe she
screen.
made her way. Maybe she like flashed and ran.
I would have let her survive. But that's just me.
So Vicky goes to get ready at her cabin. She goes to get ready for Mark, which includes spraying perfume on her downstairs. Didn't know that was
And
something.
she puts on like a sweater. Like,
Yeah, changes from her
Switched
one
to
sweater to another
some
sweater.
silk panties.
Yeah, changes that out.
oh.
The whole like took too long. He ended up,
Yeah.
As soon as she put that sweater on, I started getting itchy. I was like, it's too hot for that.
Yeah. Mark, he goes out on the porch to wait.
Oh.
Hey, Vicky, you out here? Was
And
that
just
you?
Faces one. Faces one way
could have rolled around,
and
spun
just
around.
looks the whole time. And like, I wanted to kill him.
Yeah, could have at least put his back to the house. But there's no reason to be in a defensive mode right now. But
But you look kind of like. Anyway, go
you
ahead.
got a
Keep
head
going,
on
keep
a swivel,
Yeah.
chair on a
going.
swivel.
Keep going.
So yeah, Mark goes out on the porch and he gets a big ass machete
Right across the
Diagon
face.
Alley right across the face.
And then they add insult to injury.
Rolls down the.
Because somehow they find it like this super long.
Oh, it was it was
staircase,
the Exorcist stairs, I think.
and he just fucking goes flying
It's the
down.
Mac and Me scene where he flies down the
Backwards.
hill
I
in
was
the
like,
wheelchair.
This would have been great if it had done like a turn and then he went down another set of stairs.
That would have been like a Naked Gun scene or something. Yeah.
But yeah, I did. This movie had laughs, and that was for me. I was like, oh my god,
I felt
that
bad.
machete-
I felt bad for Mark.
That machete hit was so hard with so much force it knocked him down like the 4 stairs off the porch, and then there's another set. Like
you don't know where
that's
these
like
stairs come
40
from
more
though,
steps.
because they're not in any of the scenes of the porch.
I think it must go down to the dock.
Like the
or
counselors were
something.
sitting
I don't know.
when you meet all the counselors. They're sitting in the area he would have fallen back onto.
Yeah, and he doesn't like roll over. Like it just goes backwards, like
he's-
on the wheels the whole
He's
time.
hitting the rails. I mean, he is just flying.
Yeah, it's not like he tumbles down or
did
like
an ollie?
barrel rolls. It's just, he's on the wheels the
He's
whole
going
way
for he's a
down.
giant slalom, going for speed.
Yeah, that was a brutal one. That kill. That
Yeah,
right
that
to
was
the
a
face.
that was a memorable one.
Ooh.
No, but then we get Vicky? Is that where we're going next?
So the killer goes upstairs. So
right.
So on his way up the
Vicky's
steps,
still spraying
he
her,
grabs the spear that Ted had from the ghost story.
Right.
And then he stabs. So Jeff and Sandra, they're in missionary position in the bed. He takes the spear right
She
through
sees
both
it
of them
coming.
into the floor.
Yeah, she does see coming.
So he impales
see it
both
hits
of them
floor.
through the mattress, through the bed, into the
which
floor.
was a clever
It
directing.
was
Like
good.
we know it went through both because it hit the
This
damn
was
floor.
like the parallel to the Kevin Bacon, the arrow from under the bed. This was the parallel. It's a spear through the bed, but instead of
Threw
one
the people
person,
in
it's
the bed.
two.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like the parallel to that kill from the
that
original.
Jason wasn't big enough to make that happen.
No, hell no. Paul almost beat his ass. Almost.
Like, I mean, he got kicked by what's her name, Jenny.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I can't wait till we get to that part. Keep going.
So this is where Vicky comes back looking for Mark. She's ready to get down, and she can't find Mark. And so she's like, she doesn't say it out loud, but she starts to go upstairs. She's like, maybe the guy in the wheelchair went up the stairs.
Right. Is he up here?
she goes upstairs to look, and Jeff and Sandra aren't in the bed anymore. It's Jason is in the bed, and he sits up out of the bed, and we see the top half of him for the first time in this film. And we see the sack mask, the sack head, the burlap sack with the one eye cut out.
Just say we saw his sack.
We saw the sack head, the sack mask.
I don't remember
The
that
burlap
cut.
sack with one eye cut out. And then he reaches out with a chef knife and cuts Vicky's leg open with a chef knife. And then as slow as you possibly can, he stabs her. It was like Michael McDonald and Austin Powers with the steamroller.
Yeah. She
She's like,
time to get away like 12 times and smoke a cigarette.
Time to do something.
And that knife is just POV with the knife in front, and it's just like takes forever to get
It's
to her.
kind of like
She
the
just
scene
stands
in
there
the
and
first
takes it.
one with the, in the shower room, I guess, where she gets it with the axe and she could have moved,
Right.
Like there was so much time. I had time to look at the guy's thumb, and he had like, like when you smash
he
a finger,
did
you
have
get
the-
like
yeah,
that
the
blood
bruise.
blister under the nail. He had one of those. Like,
Yeah, he did.
This guy's a stunt man. He knows what he's working.
Probably
He's
what?
working, man.
Probably from building that cabin.
Building that shed.
He missed a nail with the hammer. It was,
Well, he didn't have hammers. He probably had rocks he was using for
Skulls of his enemies.
There you go.
So yeah, this is the first look at the top half of our killer. So before we get to the rest of the kills, what do we think of burlap sack head Jason?
I hate it.
It's weak.
It's weak.
It's weak.
Apparently,
It's not
they drew some inspiration from the town that doesn't love sundown.
Yeah,
What's
the,
that
right.
one?
the town. Yeah,
The town sundown. What is that?
the town
name?
that feared sundown.
That's the one.
Yeah, from 1976.
So they pulled a little more
the
inspiration.
town that
from
dreaded
that.
sundown.
And
Sorry.
I'm
Nuance.
sure you guys have, or you looked this up, but like they wanted it to be a believable, like some crazy materials that he could find and still cover half his face and all that stuff.
Yeah,
And they wanted to save his face for a reveal.
Right, obviously.
But it just
It looked hokey. And it was kind of too clean at that point, too.
way too clean.
Like, I mean, you
We
saw.
know he doesn't have access to washing facilities.
Well, he's got that toilet with water in it.
Is it water?
Look clear.
I can't watch this now without now thinking of Django and the scene from Django Unchained where the Klansmen ride in with the bags on and they're like, we can't see anything.
Mine's only got one hole.
And
But
then
fuck y'all. My
they're like,
wife spent
just-
all day.
He's like, I'll just make the eye hole bigger. And he tears it open. He's like, oh shit, I just made it worse.
My wife worked on these all day. You motherfuckers, fuck y'all. I'm not leaving.
It's like, do we have to wear the bags on our heads?
Yes, goddamn
It was a nice idea. Maybe this time we won't, but next time we'll do it right. I cannot think of sackhead Jason without thinking of Django.
I mean, that's
now.
probably what he does in his off time. He joins those guys,
Yeah, maybe.
Goes on racist rides.
What? So if he wore the sackhead for the remainder of the franchise, and we never got the hockey mask,
There wouldn't have been a
like
franchise.
you can't. It's so hard to block out the hockey mask, Jason. Like, could this have worked for 12 more movies?
No.
11 more
No,
movies.
he had this little
No.
wimbly.
They would have had to
wimbly-
ditch
yeah.
the bag, and he'd just be,
Yeah.
scaring
Well,
people
and
with his face.
Like, I mean, do we want to jump into that later? The unbagged thing?
We'll get
Later,
there later.
yeah.
We'll get there later.
Okay.
Like, what if he put on the wolf mask that Ted had with the spear? He ditches that one and just takes the spear. Like, what if
His
he
head was
changed
too
it out?
big. He had a big fucking head.
He did.
Yeah, that's why he drowned, man.
That's why you only use a hockey mask. But then his head becomes smaller. I don't know.
I don't know.
Keep going.
All right, let's keep going. So Ginny and Paul, they get back from the bar. Ted stays at the bar. He's like, I'm going to keep drinking or whatever. He doesn't come back with Ginny and Paul. Neither do the 8 other extra
Ted
counselors.
lives.
Yeah, so Ted makes it out of this too.
Yay for Ted.
Yeah, the prankster guy's always like the second one killed.
Right?
The guy that gets it, I mean, usually the most creative way.
Yeah. But this prankster makes it. He's like, I'm hanging out having beers. I got a crush on this bartender. I'm not going
What's
anywhere.
the after hours scene like? He wanted. There's no after hours scene in that town,
No.
but there was apparently.
Apparently. So Ginny and Paul, they get back to the cabin and they're like, they don't know what's going on. They don't see anybody. They go upstairs. They find the bed covered in blood.
Somebody
and
didn't
then-
keep their business clean.
Yeah.
Oh,
That should have been a line.
There should have been
That
bears.
should have been a line.
There should have been bears.
The bears
around.
would be all over us in no time.
Right? That would have made this
It
so
was
much
obviously
better.
the bear attack.
They missed
Killed
it.
everybody.
They missed
I
it,
told Sandra to keep it clean. That should have been a line. Oh, that would have been so much better in this.
It would have been.
Oh,
yeah,
my
I don't
God.
know if it would have been better, but it would have been
It
something.
would have been funnier.
something.
I would have laughed. Yeah.
So Jason comes out in the room, and Paul and Jason, they have a scrum, or they're looking around the cabin, and I think
It was a really good.
Ginny is like, there's someone
somebody
else in this room.
That was really
And
fucking
Paul's
good.
like didn't really hear or doesn't just ignores that. And Ginny's like, there's someone else in this room. And then Jason comes out from behind and Paul catches
With
him
the
at the
spear
last
maybe or
second.
something.
Yeah.
Like those
So Jason misses him.
few seconds of when she's
Yeah.
saying that, and it's a dark room, you're looking around.
Yeah.
I mean, that
was good
That
acting, too.
was probably
Great
the
line
best
delivery.
part of this entire movie.
Yeah.
The most effective, well thought out, well written. I don't know if they thought it out.
jump
They just got lucky.
2 seconds before that, where basically Jenny's like, they wouldn't do something like this.
They wouldn't leave the cabin
They wouldn't
like
leave the
this,
cabin
right.
like this. And then you think it's a joke? They wouldn't do that. I'm like, you met them yesterday, maybe today.
don't know
You met
these
them earlier
fucking
today.
Right.
Anyway,
Very true.
So Jason and Paul are fighting, and what the fuck? You can't
know.
jump in? You can't
Like,
jump in?
he
The
was
guy in the
exposed.
wheelchair would have jumped in.
like his whole back was
well,
exposed
Paul,
to Jenny.
He
Paul,
wouldn't have
Paul,
jumped in.
Right.
Paul,
Grab
Paul.
something and hit him in the
I'd have
head.
been like, shut the fuck up.
Help me.
Help me, I'm fighting.
So they have a scrum, and then Paul ends up not getting up, and now
We assume
Jason
Paul's
is after
dead.
Ginny. You assume he's dead, yeah.
But she runs next
Ginny's
door to
running
Jason's
through-
house.
Yeah, she's running through like the cabin. His arms coming through a window
To the walls.
and then she's looking by the door, and like a pitchfork comes flying through the door. Like that was pretty fucking.
Oh,
wild.
in her Beetle. Yeah, she hopped back in the Beetle.
And then she gets back in the Beetle after that. Oh, crazy Ralph! He falls out of the pantry.
Yep.
So in the first movie, he was hiding in the pantry from the cop. When the cop was like, "You seen this crazy Ralph around
I
here?"
didn't
on
put
his
that
bike?"
together.
And then he's hiding in the pantry because he pops out later on.
Ooh.
And now, to tell them again that they're all doomed before he rides off. But he falls out of the pantry in this one as Ginny's going through the cabin. Gets to her car. Of course, the car doesn't start.
Nope.
Yeah.
Set it up.
Laid that
Foreshadowed it.
foundation earlier.
Yeah.
And she can make it backfire on demand, apparently, too.
Apparently. So the soft top of the Beetle convertible, the pitchfork coming down.
Yeah.
Right?
She ends up kicking Jason down to the ground and
Right.
runs inside.
Slams the
She-
door into him. This is so awesome.
This is
Yeah.
not Jason.
This was a scary movie sequence, from the scary movie franchise,
Yeah.
where she is just whipping his ass left and
Like
right.
Like Samara.
Hides
when
around
they're
the
beating
corner
Samara.
in the bushes. He comes. She hears footsteps. Boom! Kicks him in the balls.
Yeah, I mean, Jason was getting worked.
Just get his ass beat. He's already tired from that little tussle with Paul, where she did absolutely fucking nothing to help fucking
Right.
poor Paul.
Well, no one else had fought back at this point.
I'd break up.
That's
with her.
why I think Kirsten Baker's character might still be alive. I mean, no one else had fought back, so maybe she just turned around and ran or something.
I don't know.
She
I think
hitchhiked
was
her way
killed
home.
off screen.
Well,
I think you.
Yeah, I
isn't-
think we're supposed
Don't
to
you
believe
see her
that.
body later around the head altar?
Oh yeah, maybe you do see it at
Do you?
the altar.
I think she was there. I can't remember. There's a few bodies.
Oh, there's a couple bodies around the
Yeah.
the little thing.
New and old. Anyway,
Yeah.
go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, you're good. So she ends up back in the cabin. She gets under a table. there's a rat that comes out in the cabin, and I think
And
it scares
pisses
her and she
herself.
pisses herself.
Completely
She
forgot
pisses
about
herself.
that.
And
I was
so,
like, holy
dude.
shit, she's pissing herself.
I'd have made friends with that rat. If it was between like somebody stabbing me and like this rat, I'd be like, hey,
yeah,
rat.
Jason doesn't know where she is, but sees like piss leaking out from under the table.
It's just a
And then he's
like-
And then
peekaboo her on a chair.
yeah,
just
he
sitting there
gets
the
on a
whole-
chair,
standing
but
there.
his weight is too much for the chair and it breaks.
He falls and
And
busts
he
his
falls
ass.
and the pitchfork breaks. He tries to use the pitchfork to break his fall, and that snaps too.
Jason's a dummy in this one.
So yeah, lucky her.
He should have cut his losses and left right then because he was losing. He was
Right.
getting his
Like,
ass.
you can't hold your head up high after
no.
that one.
Jenny grabs a chainsaw that she had earlier in the movie. She
went after
grabs
she
it
Broke it
and
immediately.
she like barely nicks him and then just puts it away.
So
Then
when
she
you
broke the
look at
chain on the wall. Is
She
what
did?
happened. Yeah,
When
that's
you
what
look
they're
at
saying.
it, there's a spark
Okay.
that flies.
Uh-huh.
And
That's the
I
chain
thought
breaking.
it was when she hit him in the arm, which was kind of weird because they obviously put something in there, his arm, to protect him.
Uh-huh.
But when it sparks, I'm like, was that a fucking chainsaw alive? And it was actually spinning.
Yeah.
And then it hit his arm and it sparked.
I don't
I
know
don't
how they
know.
did the scene, but
It's very dangerous.
It
in
like
the
she
80s.
like nicked
maybe
him.
maybe
Yeah,
they
yeah,
ripped-
and he goes
And then
down.
she's like, I'm done with his chainsaw. I'm like, cut that motherfucker
least-
to pieces,
At
dude.
least bash him in the head with, throw it at
Right,
him.
that's
And then
heavy.
she
Damn.
grabs like a wooden chair and breaks it over his back like
just
it's
whipping his
like it's WrestleMania.
And he's down.
But that's it. But then like
He's
then
not
she runs
moving.
away.
He
She's
just
like,
runs
I'm like,
away.
that is not going to do it, ma'am. That is not going to do it.
It's a scary movie written all over it.
Yeah. So she runs to the abandoned cabin,
Which is,
where
like,
we
right
saw the
next
cop
door.
get the claw end of a
Yeah,
claw
she
hammer. put in
somehow
his head.
finds that.
Stumbles onto like two later.
Yeah. And then there's this little like something that maybe like a altar, something you'd have
Altar,
at a
yeah.
seance, maybe. A lot of candlelight around Mrs.
Shrine,
Voorhees'
altar,
head.
yeah.
A
Yep.
shrine. Pamela Voorhees' head on the table, surrounded by
Bodies.
candles, and her sweater, the
Mhm.
blood-covered sweater. Ginny puts on the sweater to try to imitate Jason's mother and talk to him.
Yep.
Talks to Jason,
Quick
luring him
thinking.
closer to her so that she can kill her. But she moves a certain way, and Jason peeps the head, and he's like, "Wait a minute,
You're not
you're not my
mom.
mom." And then starts to fight back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Starts to fight back.
I mean, she put on the sweater. She looked at the skull. Was like, "Oh, she got short hair." Like, so she tried to cover her hair up and
yeah,
stuff.
she like
with the
tucks it
sweater.
into the collar. Yeah.
Jason, good job.
Mommy loves you.
Mommy loves you.
Yeah.
Come kneel before
Mommy's
me.
good boy. I got
Yeah.
a present for you.
Yeah.
So Paul comes to the rescue. He
Goddamn.
wasn't dead. And
By all
in
rights.
that dark room with the skirmish, he wasn't killed.
No.
But he
See.
comes to the rescue. The skirmish continues. Ginny hits Jason from his shoulder down to like mid pec with a machete. Just buries that thing
Right.
into him.
Yeah.
Which would take some real
That would
strength.
take some
Yeah.
real strength.
Or
Yeah.
that
You're
was
going
real
through
sharp.
clavicles.
Or real
you're going
sharp.
through- yeah.
A Hattori Hanzo sword might
But-
do that. But-
So I see Paul come in again. I'd be like, if that was me and I woke up after hearing Paul with no help coming, I'd have fucking hot footed out of there.
If you were Paul.
Be like, fuck her.
So Paul and Ginny, they escape back to the cabin. They hear another noise at the door, and like Paul's got one end of the pitchfork, the handle in. Ginny's over there sitting there with the business end of the pitchfork, like, because he's going to open the door and she's going to do something from across the room with a
Lay
pitchfork.
there and
I
protect
don't know.
herself and let Paul get his ass beat again.
I guess. And then, very slow, a lot of tension. And then, the music is building up. And when Paul opens the door, it's fucking Muffin, the dog.
Reanimated
Reanimated.
Muffin.
With the bow still on her
Yeah.
head.
Yeah. So either there was a different Shih Tzu that was dismembered in this
Something was
out in the
there
woods,
Shih Tzuing.
or it was all a dream. I don't know. But so it's Muffin, and we had nothing to worry about. And then
Nothing but Muffin.
except for the window behind Ginny, and that's where
Conspicuously large.
the
Larger.
conspicuously
Oh, yeah.
large window behind Ginny that we get our final jump scare of this film. Jason jumps through the window,
Unmasked.
unmasked, no bag head,
Right.
looking like what?
They imagine him as like,
what's his
choose your
name
words
from
carefully.
Goonies.
Yeah,
Sloth,
looking
yeah.
like he looked like a
Sloth.
long-haired version of
so
Sloth.
they tried to imagine him as
Like
like,
if Sloth was in Metallica. That's what he
like a backwoods hillbilly. They tried to give him the long hair, and a beard. I
He
think
was
like a
in,
backwoods hillbilly type of thing.
Coveralls,
Plaid,
plaid
yeah.
shirt.
I mean, tailored to him. I
Timberlands.
Yeah.
think. Yeah, he had the Timbos on. Yeah,
Yeah,
But
so
then that-
jumps through the window.
that's our first
and,
adult.
pulls Ginny
unmasked.
out of the window.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then
Fade to white, and Ginny's alive.
she's in
The
a.
paramedics
She's
take
on the
her away
ground.
the next morning.
Out-
She's
outside the
strapped
front.
in that gurney thing.
It's just
Yeah.
like
Saying,
the original
Paul,
again.
Paul.
Yeah,
And we
never
Paul's
find out what
nowhere
happens
be
to
found.
Paul.
What happened to Paul?
We don't know. No sign of Paul. And they close in on Mrs. Voorhees' head for the final
You
shot
know
of the
those
movie.
eyes are going to open.
You think
But
they
it
are?
doesn't.
They don't.
And it's the end. They did film an ending where the eyes do flick open of the head, and they said that was too cheesy.
That's too far.
That's
guys.
For this
too far.
movie, that was a bridge too far.
Come on, guys.
Like we jumped over a 20-foot brick wall just making this movie happen because Jason's been hiding out in the woods from his mom this whole time.
not well.
We can't go there.
He's not well fed.
No.
So it's just like the original, where Alice gets pulled under the water by Jason, and then the paramedics she's in the hospital when she wakes up. This one, Ginny gets pulled out of the cabin by Jason, but she
Paramedics.
wakes up and the paramedics are loading
Yeah.
her in the back of the van, the
No,
ambulance.
I don't remember how part
Why
3
are they
starts.
not killing her?
That's the one. Like completely
Does she
different.
get killed in
We're in the barn
beginning
in
of
this
part
one.
3?
She does not come back for part 3. Part
Her
3 is
character
new cast.
survives. Obviously, and
Yes.
then Looney Bin
Is
somewhere.
there
for the
is
rest of
there
the
a
movie.
flashback or something in it or no?
They do, I think, show the end of part 2 to start part 3, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
There's a few of them. where
Actually, it looks like
maybe they don't. They might not for part 2 into 3. 3 into 4, I think they do.
Amy Steele. It shows Wikipedia that she
She
has some
declined
kind
to
of
do part 3.
okay.
Because of her stupid fucking agent.
Her agent was like, "There's bigger roles to come," and there wasn't.
No. April Fool's Day. That was it.
Yeah. So, I mean, did this ending work for you guys?
Yeah, it's fine. Whatever.
I mean, there's so many questions. On one hand,
Right.
I'm like, you did the exact same thing you did in the first one, so you didn't do anything more creative.
Yeah.
2, where's Paul? Like 3, where's the cops? Like where's
extra counselor 1 through 6?
yeah? Where's the other
Where's the
counselors?
funny guy?
The campers. They're supposed to be coming in for their first day. Like they're gonna come into what?
I'm sure the cops will
All right,
stop them
so-
at the gate.
So in part 3, they use like news reporting footage where it shows
Right.
like her in it kind of, but
Gotcha.
that's about it. Yeah.
But she doesn't get killed in the news.
No, it does
Okay.
not appear that she gets killed.
Which cast of counselors do you like better, the first crew or this second crew in part 2?
I like the second crew.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I like.
They
I
do
like
give them a
the-
little more personality.
it
They're better
looks-
actors.
it'd be
Nobody
more-
does a Humphrey
more fun
Bogart
hang.
impersonation
Yeah,
or Katharine Hepburn.
I mean, you don't get to play strip Monopoly if you're a counselor in part 2, but Paul will go out for beers with you. Paul and Jenny will
Paul
go out
will.
for beers with you.
Close down the
Yeah.
place with you.
Close the place,
Yeah.
motherfucker, down.
It seems like he's cool to work for. He's not going to punish you for going to Camp
No.
Blood when
You
he
still
told
get
you
your
not to.
first
He
dessert.
can't fight, but he
You'll
can
at
take
least
a
get your
fucking
one
beating.
dessert.
Yeah.
He can take a beating and keep getting up.
It sounds like he's got he's pretty laissez-faire with his management style.
Yeah.
So what kill was best in this one?
I mean,
I think the bed kill was the best kill,
like most creative setup, but
but I mean,
you can say
the
Mark.
best kill was
It's Mark.
the guy in
Mark going
Mark.
down.
the wheelchair when he comes flying down that.
Right.
Like where the fucking steps come from.
That was a gut punch
He's,
of a
he's
kill,
just
man.
banging on rail to rail
Oh
and
my
just going
God.
50 miles an
The
hour.
force it comes into his face with. Oh my God.
Yeah.
It sounded like, I don't know, just sounded like a soccer ball getting kicked or like a poof. Like it just, oh God.
It was rough, yeah. Yeah, the first one did have better kills, I think, actually. This one had pretty quick, like, claw hammer,
Yeah.
choking with the barbed wire.
And I think like when Alice is running around the camp at the end, like all
It
of
was
the
all
kills,
set up.
like, all the dead people fall out of the tree or
Right.
like in this closet she
car.
opens. And like in
Yeah.
this one, like Terry's not one of those, Scott's not one of those, like Vicky's not one of those. They're not like
Yeah.
they're not all like Crazy Ralph. I think is the only one that falls out for Ginny. That's like fuck.
Well, there's the one guy on the wall,
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
but
Could you escape this?
a
Probably.
lot of people
Probably,
escape.
yeah.
Half the people
Half
escape.
the people
mean,
escape.
I'd have
Just
fucking
choose to
closed
go to the
down
bar.
too.
Close the bar down, or if you see him and have any kind of strength, apparently, you're going to survive this, Jason.
Or if Kirsten wants you to stay behind. I mean, you're doomed, but
Doomed.
Maybe build Camp Packanack on a different lake in a different town, non-adjacent to Camp Blood. Just
But
saying.
isn't that like a northeast camp thing where like in Meatballs there was 2 camps on the same
Across
lake?
the lake, yeah.
So this is a lake that's a rec area near a small town. So there's probably more than one camp.
Yeah,
you know.
and I talked
It
about it
fits.
on I think Friday the 13th on the first one we did. It was where I went to summer camp. There was 2 campgrounds on the same lake, but each campground had their own like dining hall and had their own activity places and their own whatever. So like we never crossed paths with the other camp, but I'm sure if I walked like 200 yards to the left, I'd end up in the other camp.
Yeah.
It's not like you put a no trespassing up and it's like, oh, this is way different than that camp. Like it's all the same fucking place.
Right.
Who was the dumbest character? Any
Mark.
guesses? Mark? I mean, he couldn't.
I mean,
help
Paul
it.
should have left. He should have
Jason?
gone back.
Jason count?
Yeah, I mean, he
Big
does
dummy.
get his ass beat pretty bad.
I mean, so Paul's wearing a Yankees hat, which is a dead giveaway that his IQ is somewhere between Forrest Gump and Simple Jack. So literally dumb. If you're going literally dumb, it's that.
Okay.
I don't know.
Well, Amy Steele's character, Jenny didn't help Paul when, just like throw a brick at him or something, help out.
But that's not the
That's
dumbest.
not dumb.
I
That's
mean, she
the
just fucking
scaredest. But like she ended up.
don't care about Paul. I kind of got the feeling.
They're all
There's
about the
no
same dumb.
chemistry
Oh,
between
okay,
her
how
and
about this? How about Sandra for wanting to go see the cursed camp or whatever?
Yeah.
What about what's her name who dies?
The cop? How about the cop?
the
You
cop.
going- you're not going in that fucking shack.
That's pretty fucking stupid.
Like without calling it in. Hey, just
Right.
saw this guy running through the woods. It might be this Jason that we were talking about.
right.
Come help me find
Everything's
him.
been quiet here for 5 years. And I see this dude in the woods. I'm going to go find him
Yeah.
right now.
That was probably half the police force, though. So that was like,
Oh, so the altar with the head.
yeah,
There was like the new kills were around it, but there was also a
there's
skeleton.
an old one. Yeah,
Do you think that was what's her name that he killed from the first
Alice?
movie? Alice.
Because that happened like 5 years later.
Yeah.
So you think this?
She's been dead for 5 years, so she's a skeleton now?
how
Could
long
be.
was she separated from the events of part
I think only
one?
like 2 months.
Okay,
Wasn't long.
I'm working it out on my own, Mom. I have
Yeah.
to do my own way.
But it's like 5 years till the Camp Packanack.
Yeah.
okay. So
Yeah.
is that enough?
Can't pack it in.
Scott
Probably.
was trying to pack it in. Mark was trying to pack it in. Jeff packed it in.
Gosh.
The pretty guy tried to pack it in.
Yeah, you could. Well,
Some fun facts, guys. Justin, this is one you can share with Apollo. The actor who plays Ted, Stuart Charno, his nephew is Dan Sugarman, who plays guitar for Ice Nine Kills.
oh, nice.
Yeah, she's a big fan of Ice Nine Kills. Is she still a big fan?
Well,
Well, yeah.
yeah.
Kids come and go with
Kids,
that
they,
stuff.
yeah.
But she was a big fan 2 years ago.
The lead singer is going to be at the Scarefest this year. I feel like we should get money from Scarefest for helping send people their way.
You brag, you humble brag about going every episode.
Yeah, well, we did. I mean, humble
Stuff-
brag.
I put their stuff on our Facebook page.
Humble brag did see Adrianne Steele at one of them.
Amy Steele?
Amy
You
Steele,
got to get
whatever.
the names right.
Close enough.
Yeah, I mean, it
Nuance.
works. Well, it was her sister.
So this film had nearly 1 full minute of extended gore cut out of it to get an R rating, which doesn't seem like a long time, but in these terms where you're deleting like a couple of seconds here and there, like a minute adds up.
Yeah.
Like 10
The
seconds of
extended
blood.
gore is in the deleted scenes in the DVD box set. The sex scene between Jeff and Sandra was heavily cut and the film destroyed. Sandra was apparently full frontal as well. A lot more like basically like it was full on sex scene instead of just the I'm on top of you kind of thing. They later found out, quote unquote, the actress playing Sandra was only 16 at the time.
Oh my God.
So they basically cut all of her.
That was smart of
out
them.
and
Oh my
destroyed
God.
the film. So that is not in the box set if you own that.
And
or
no
looking
one's in
for it.
jail.
And no one's in jail. Yeah.
God damn.
The first try where Jason is supposed to come through the glass at Ginny, it didn't break. And Warrington Gillette just banged his head really, really hard. That sucks.
That's what he really looked like because he hit his head so hard.
Right. So with Tom Savini not doing the makeup effects, they turned to Stan Winston. He was an unknown at the time.
Actually,
Winston had scheduling conflicts. He's uncredited for doing some stuff in this, but because of scheduling conflicts, he didn't do a lot of it. But Carl Fullerton is credited with the makeup effects. Winston would win an Oscar 5 years later for his work on Aliens. Winston Studios are responsible for the Terminator, Alien, Jurassic Park, and Predator franchises.
Holy shit.
Yeah. Fullerton, no slouch himself. He's worked on films like Broadcast News, Goodfellas, Glory, The Godfather 3, Silence of the Lambs, and Philadelphia.
I've heard of some of those.
Ever since The Siege in 1998, Carl Fullerton has been Denzel Washington's makeup artist on 25 different films.
Nice. Most of them is just Denzel.
Carl Fullerton
Denzel.
is he's the man. He's A-list in that department.
Yeah.
According to Steve Miner, the director here, the end sequence is not a dream. So in that case, yeah, we got a lot of questions.
Yeah, so
because that was a lot of
That doesn't fucking make sense then.
right, exactly. Well, it doesn't make sense that Jason. That's I think the sequel doesn't make sense because Jason wouldn't be living at the bottom of the lake for 30 years, wouldn't be in the woods for 30 years, not trying to find his mom. Anyway,
he is kind of.
But then somehow sees
Touched.
her murder. Or
He's kind of touched, so I don't know.
yeah. He's like, I got a question. How many zeros after 21 did this movie make? A lot. So
6.
body count?
7? I don't know. 8?
I like 7.
It's 9. And part 1 had 10.
Oh.
Yeah. So this one had one less.
I think with all those extra counselors, I was like, okay, this one's going to have a lot more kills. And I never went back and fact checked it. So,
yeah. You guys got a gore score for this?
nothing super, super gory. I mean, there's the slow-mo back of the machete slice in the neck. There's the machete through the head. Still, what did we give the last one?
We gave part 1 a 5. So I'm giving this a 4.5.
Yeah.
I was going to say right around the first
I'd
one,
say
probably.
5.
They had to cut a lot of the extended stuff out to get to an R. So there's not a lot of blood gushing. There's like, there's blood, but there's a lot of, they cut some stuff short. So I gave it 4.5.
I'm in that 5 range too.
I'm
so
5.
yeah.
I'll just give it the same.
Cool.
So 4.6.
So did we feel like this follows the rules for horror movie sequels? The rules that Randy lays out in Scream 2 are higher body count. Apparently not.
So no.
They're short by 1. More blood. I don't
Not
think
really.
so.
I think they tried, but
I think
had
they
to cut
tried,
it.
but they didn't get there. Elaborate death scenes. I mean, the spear elaborates a little bit.
There's a wheelchair.
The wheelchair going down the steps.
Pretty elaborate. No, yeah. What are you gonna
The
say?
snare, but then that's not the death. It's the
Right.
machete while you're
It's a
chained
dumb
up,
setup
tied
for
up.
an upside down throat cut.
The skinny
So
dipping.
it's half and half.
What?
Like,
What are we talking about?
a relentless killer who doesn't die. Check.
Check, yeah.
All bets are off as legacy characters become expendable. Definitely a check. Alice
First
dies
one.
right in the
Kind of wrote that script.
beginning. Crazy Ralph dies too. He's not going to be this.
Ah, man, he won't
Crazy
be
Ralph ain't going to be back
doomed.
for 5 or 6 movies to keep warning the counselors. Like, what are you doing? You're all doomed. Doomed. I told the last 7 groups of counselors and they didn't listen.
Maybe it worked. Maybe he did scare off one, and that's why Jason was mad at him this time. Like,
Yeah.
stop messing with my
Right.
You know?
Yeah, wait
all
5 years for
motherfucking
counselors
Kool-Aid.
to come back. I want them to come back every summer.
Yeah.
So I don't think they followed all the rules, but the spear scene was probably cooler had it not been cut so much.
Yeah.
Right.
Horror Hall of Fame. Is our director a Hall of Famer? And here's the case. Steve Miner. Part 2 and Part 3. He directed the haunted house film House from 1985. Charlie and I, we talked about that. We both like House a lot. Halloween H2O, Lake Placid, and Day of the Dead from 2008.
Day of the Dead
That's
from 2008 was shite.
Yeah.
I mean, Lake Placid,
Lake Placid was not.
House
I like that
Placid's
one.
a fun one, but
Rewatchable.
it's like a
Friday the 13th 3 is a fan favorite. Halloween H2O, I think a lot of people like
3 set
even
the
though
foundation.
it's the newer one.
for Jason.
Yes.
It made Jason what Jason is
Yes.
now. But I have no idea. I don't recognize his name because I only know like 3 actors or directors, so I don't know. It's not up to me. I'll abstain.
I would think like you would think a Joe Dante or something like that would make it on before, and
Who's
they
that?
do like Gremlins and so it's like I don't know.
I don't know.
To me, I don't know if we're
if
there yet.
having directed Jason and Michael Myers gives them a little more cachet.
Oh,
I mean, House is one I like. Lake Placid.
that's the one with Hugh Laurie as the doctor addicted to pills, right? House, the show. House MD.
Okay.
Sorry, that
Man,
was
you were like rattling my brain. I'm like, no, he's a Vietnam vet. His wife dies and he goes to write a book.
no. I'm just
Having a
being
stroke over
stupid.
there?
Roadhouse.
Roadhouse, Doghouse.
Okay, we'll put a TBD.
Yeah, put a pin in that.
Because I agree. I don't think many people are like, oh, I love Steve Miner's work, but like, he's done some good work,
Yeah?
but he's not a household name.
No.
Is the killer a Hall of Famer? Jason is already
already
in the
know
Hall of
that.
Fame for Immortal Villains. He's already.
I
in
want to kick him
first
out for the
ballot.
Sackhead version, though.
Are there any of our heroes or protagonists here Hall of Fame worthy? Paul or Ginny? I say neither.
I'd say neither, but Ginny's quick thinking and deceiving Jason was a pretty good final girl type of activity. Turn the tables on. That was pretty good.
Yeah,
But
quick,
yeah,
quick
I'm saying-
thinking by her in the moment, but she does nothing practically the
Right.
entire movie because they're at the bar while the rest of the counselors are getting sliced and diced.
Yeah. No, we'll say no.
I say no too. Pick some movie props you want to nominate for a Hall of Fame.
Well,
The sack head.
the machete comes back, and the
Yeah.
machete stays for the rest of the
That's true.
series. The machete,
That's true.
obviously.
Should we
Sackhead, no.
Should we revisit Pamela Voorhees' sweater?
Ooh.
It had a small case of the beginning one. It's like if you put that on a mannequin, would you recognize that? It's a maybe. It's a
I like
maybe.
that.
Maybe.
What about Pam's head? Is that
Yeah. Her
The head
altar
prop?
head.
the two different heads?
I wanted the head prop from the first one, so you can put the first one with next to the second one
Because
and see the dichotomy between
there's
the
probably
two.
3 because there's the one right after it was chopped. There's the one he brought in to see Alice. And then the third one that was rotting a little longer.
Yeah.
3 heads are better than one.
What else do I got? The burlap sack?
No.
You don't want the sack head?
I
No,
hate
that's
that
Elephant
sack.
Man.
I would want that to be removed. That's like the
Removed?
Black Sox.
Yeah.
That's
Stricken
like
from the record.
maybe an asterisk, like a shameful moments in horror
I mean,
history.
you go to Hall of Fame and they're like, here's a jersey from 1910, here's a jersey from 1920,
All
here's one
right.
from 1930. And so it's like the evolution. Like you'd have to have the evolution because all the hockey masks are different too. It's not the same mask
Yeah.
as Jason.
What's
That's
the
true.
hockey mask?
I guess if you had the big Friday the 13th setup, it would have to start with that. But
There
have
you
the
go.
evolution
It can
of all
it
of
can
them.
share the same
It
exhibit.
can share the space, but it's not like the only one going in.
Right.
What about, I don't know, the Mark's football jersey? I like jerseys.
You do
The
like
wheelchair?
jerseys.
Yeah, just a plain red 81 jersey. He wears 81. The film came out in 81.
You like Johnny Depp's jersey in Nightmare?
Yeah,
You know,
I
you
like
all the
jerseys, man.
I said the wheelchair.
The wheelchair itself. That's a note. I can pick that wheelchair out of a lineup.
It has to have Paul in it.
It's got a
or
dead
Mark
body
in it. Yeah.
coming downstairs,
Right.
80 miles an hour.
All right. Well, final thoughts, guys? Friday the 13th, part 2.
I feel like if you skip this one,
Nah, you have to. You have to watch it.
You have to.
it's not okay. Like, how about you fast forward through the recap of the first one and through the title card? You know, maybe put it on a 1.2 speed. But you slow down one part really slow.
I mean, you really have to see the first 3 movies.
Okay.
And then after that, everything is
Okay.
the third
You got to
movie.
get to Jason
over.
being Jason. But one of his favorites, 5, 6, which one's
I like 3, 4, 6, 8.
I'm not saying don't
More
watch
than
them, but
the
I mean,
others.
like,
Okay.
you're watching the same movie with just different actors over and over again. with the same music.
Part 3 is in 3D. I mean, that shit's gnarly.
So get your 3D glasses. No, I mean, it's...
When is the next Friday
Like I
the
said,
13th?
this least favorite Jason design of the whole series, but not a bad movie. It's fine.
No.
The next Friday the 13th will be a year. It's going to be a whole year until it's Friday the 13th again.
Is it going to be
never
in
gonna get
February?
through all
No,
of
wait,
the
it's
movies.
not. That is completely wrong.
It's 2026.
It is 2026. 20. Oh, there's 3 of them. And
Holy moly.
is there another one?
At this
year?
pace, we can finish by 2030. 2031.
5.
There is a Friday.
We
the
can skip the
13th
remake, though.
in
I'm 100% fine skipping the remake.
November 2026 is the next Friday the 13th. Are we gonna wait until November to do Friday the 13th Part 3? Or is somebody gonna make it one of their picks?
No, I think
We
going
have to. We have to stick with this, the formula.
We got to stick with it.
Yeah.
Oh man, I gotta wait like 4. I gotta wait like 9. No, I can't
I'm
count.
going to wait 3 years
7
until
more
I get to
months.
do mine. Wait, if I wanted to do Jason Goes to Hell, that's not even a Friday the 13th.
Right. It doesn't say 13th in there at all.
No,
Right?
got it.
So I can do that one
do that
anytime
one
I want.
anytime.
Just let me know so I
Or
can
you guys could,
make
too.
some plans not to be here for it, so I don't have to watch
If you're absent, you have to send a substitute. Send Isaac or something.
An avatar.
Yes.
All right, guys. Anything else before we wrap this puppy up?
The idea that Jason lived is the dumbest brainstorming that I've ever heard of. Like the dumbest, like they thought this
Yeah.
through, knowing what they just put out.
Yeah,
It's like the idea that he's a regular person, a mortal person living in the jungle, not the jungle, the woods. Different movie that we're
I
gonna
don't think there was
review.
any brainstorming. I think the guy was like, "We're making a sequel." It came out 10 months later.
yeah,
He was like,
Fucking
"Jason's
do it
alive.
fucking now."
Jason's our new killer."
yeah.
And everyone was like, "Okay."
Just
Right.
figure it out. It doesn't
There's
have to
no
be
st-
good.
there's no
Everyone's gonna
storming.
go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the major players didn't want it, and they had all valid points for not wanting it.
But yeah, how else do you wed the two movies, because the end it's a kid, right? It's
Yeah.
definitely a kid. They could have made a grown man Jason come out and pull her under, but
Yeah,
they didn't.
but they didn't. They didn't have it in mind when they made it. When they were shooting it, they weren't thinking sequel.
But they
Well.
thought, what if somebody was like, I think it was Savini that was like, what if we gave him one more jump scare?
Yeah,
And then
but they
obviously when
didn't.
they're like, he's still out there.
yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know.
You don't have 12 of these if you don't have a second one, right?
Right, that's true.
So
You can't get to
It
3
is
If
without
you don't
two.
make it an adult somehow,
it is a
then
staple
later-
franchise in horror, and got to start somewhere.
yeah, we do.
So, all right, guys. Well, thank you to listening to the All Guts So Gory podcast. If you like what we do here, best thing you can do for us is rate and review wherever you get your podcasts. Make sure you follow us, especially if you have Spotify, so that you don't miss your favorite horror movies that we'll be discussing. This was Friday the 13th, Part 2.
Kirsten Baker, if you're out there, want to give us a call, message.
Charlie's number is 555.
Thirsty Charlie. All right. Well, for Charlie and Justin, I'm Mike. This is All Guts So Gory, and you're all doomed. Andy, take us home.
This is the end, friend.